Hiya folks, just a reminder to check out my other channel, How to Rock Spirit, where I talk about psychedelic spirituality and astrology. Hope to see you there. Good evening YouTube, my name is Dustin Cormier. You guys are watching How to Rock a Campfire. Today's episode is going to be on another classic tune. I love Harry Chapin, man. He's got some awesome stuff, just a great songwriter. This is Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. And the lyrics, obviously, I don't have to say it. It's a beautiful song about a father giving birth to a child, and the father has no time to see the child. The classic story of, like a dad just has no time to see the son, It's just, sometimes there's no time. You got to do all this crap. And then so he goes and he grows, the kid grows up, and the kid keeps saying, I'm going to be like you one day, Dad, which is just a beautiful thing. And then eventually, the dad actually wants to go and see the son. The dad wants to play some time with the son. And the son has no time for the dad now, you know what I mean? It's like if the father had put in more time, then his son could have reciprocated it, but that's just how it goes. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm just going to play the tune for you guys now. So this is Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Just a classic, beautiful story. He's a great songwriter, man. So what I'm doing here for the starting riff, the way I've got it kind of figured out, it's kind of tricky because you're hitting certain notes that you don't want to hit the other notes around those notes. For example, what I like to do is I got kind of my own thing going on. I'm using a pick. I like to use a pick for the song. You can finger pick it, but I like to, if I'm playing this at a campfire, I like to actually hear the notes that I'm really giving her on. Usually this intro part's kind of tough, so I try to really... I'm duffing it because I'm hitting this A note, and it's hard not to hit that low A note. But you're using the... I've got the capo on my first fret, so this song is in F, by the way, I should mention that. And I've got a constant, that low F note constantly going as I'm kind of using my second finger and third finger to hit the melody notes. What I'm doing is I've got my third finger on the 10th fret, and my first finger is barring the 8th fret. Excuse me, so that when I hit that, when I hit the G string, and then I hit the high E string, you try not to hit the B string, just because that note in there at first doesn't really go with it. And you use your pinky on the 10th fret, and then you pull it off for that note. First you're going G string, E string, E string, and then hit the E string on the 10th fret and pull it off to the 8th fret. And then as soon as you hit that high E note, you hit the B string. And then you use your pinky to go to the 11th fret of the B string, and then you bring it off use your third finger on the 10th fret of the B string. And then you pull off of the B string from the 10th to the 8th. Pull off of the 10th fret of the B string to go to the 8th fret of the B string, and you play from there in the 8th fret of the G string. So it's almost like you're doing sort of like an E flat chord with an F on the bass. Right? I'm trying to do it without hitting that low A string, and this is just basically how we got to do it, really. the other day. Anyway, so I'm kind of duffing it here, but you guys will kind of see me play it a little bit better when I actually go through it. Yeah, one thing I will say though is that sometimes it's kind of easier to start off without your first finger barring that 8th fret and just have literally just your 3rd finger on the 10th string of the 10th fret of the G, first finger on the 8th fret of the high E. And then you only bar the first finger on the B string after those first 3 notes. So that it's ready for the next part, but so that you're not hitting it when you try to go. See, even now I'm hitting it and I'm trying not to, right? Anyway, so that's the intro, and then we go right into the chords, right? Yeah, the chords are not too difficult. My child arrived, so it's E to the G to the A to the E. E, you know, same thing, G. There were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. So that part, after you do the first part of the verse twice, E to the G to the A to the E, you do that twice, and then you go right into the D. Now you're walking down from the D chord, basically with the D scale on the bass, D, F sharp, B, A, and then G, F sharp, and then E major. And you're going from that G and carrying the G down, putting your first finger on the 2nd fret of the high E, and then walking down to that E major. It's kind of funny because it's in like the key of E major, but it's got a G chord in there, which is the flat 3rd of the E major. You wouldn't think that that would fit in there, but that's what's beautiful about music, you know? Rules are meant to be broken. Sometimes the broken rules end up sounding the most crazy cool, you know? That's how we bridged out of the classic 1st, 4th, 5th chord progression and structure, right? Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. He learned to walk. There's planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away. He was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle with the silver E to the D to the G to the A. That's pretty much the whole chorus. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. Yeah, so the last part you go from the G, follow down to the E major, right? You know we'll have a good time then. There we go. I was looking to get that down well. So you do that once, you do the main riff. I don't know. You either do it once or twice. I'm probably just gonna end up doing it twice, but whatever. You land on that note, and then you go right into the next verse. My son just turned 10 the other day. Said thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. He didn't teach me to throw. I said not today. I got a lot to do. He said that's okay. He walked away with his smile never dimmed. He said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah. You know, the kid learns that, like, I'm gonna be like him, you know? Like, I want his love so bad and I can't get it, and I want to be like that. I want to be that strong man, you know, that has no time for anything. You know, and then society, our fucking culture that we're living in, pulls us into the rat race game of having a job and having bills to pay and all this stuff, and he doesn't... You know, he misses out on one of the crucial facets of actual human life, which is love, which is actually opening one's heart and actually living, you know? Like, if life was just about the numbers, then we would just be robots. We ought to actually open our heart, love our family, and love everyone who we could possibly love, you know what I mean? It's not all just about Mars, you know? It's not just about Mars and getting shit done. It's also about the Venus aspect. Actually loving and dissolving into the passion between people, you know? Anyway, don't mind me talking. yeah, so we go through that. You know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll be together then. Yeah, you know I'll have a good time then. And then we do that riff again. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. So this is the third verse all the way through. What I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. Now in this third chorus, I should make the point that he says, when you coming home, son? I don't know when. Because at first he was saying, when you coming home, Dad? And now it's the perspective of the dad asking the son, when you coming home, son? I don't know when, but we'll be together then. You know, it's flipped around now. When you coming home, son? I don't know when, but we'll be together then. Yeah, you know we'll have a good time then. After the third chorus, when he comes in and he says, the one where he says, when you coming home, son, I don't know when. After that chorus, it changes and he goes to that crazy epic solo that he goes to, right? You know we'll have a good time then. C, 4, D, 4, E, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So now this part, it does kind of change a little bit, and you do like a certain weight. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. Called him up just the other day. Said I'd like to see you. So that's what I'm doing there. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I'm doing with that down is I'm basically taking off my third finger and then sort of hammering it on to the E note right there. I called him up just the 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Said I'd like to see you if you don't mind. I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. He said, you see, my new job's a hassle, so he goes right into it. But he does do that wait. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. Down. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu. It was sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And then you kind of do that flourish. And the last thing that he does is he does the D part again right before going to the chorus this time. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, you'd grown up just like me. Yeah, my boy was just like me. And then I like to kind of be quieter on this last D part instead of just giving her like I am for the rest of it, because this is like sort of the part where he kind of makes it picturesque, I guess you could say. Anyway, yeah, growing up just like me, the boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. And then on this last chorus, it's the same thing of when you coming home, Dad. He says Dad on the last chorus. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole tune right there, folks. So now that I've shown it to you all in all these little bits and pieces, I'm gonna play it the whole way through, so you guys can actually hear how to play the whole song the whole way through. And yeah, I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy this. It's a nice little tune, like I said. Anyway, so yeah, this is Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin, played by yours truly, Dustin Cormier. Hope you guys dig it. Whoopsie. A child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual There were planes to catch and bills to pay. We learned to walk while I was away. He was talking before I knew it, and as he grew, he said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll be together then. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, now come on and play. You teach me to throw, I said, not today. I got a lot to do, and he said, that's okay. Cause he walked away with his smile never dimmed and said, I'm gonna be like him. Yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll be together then. Yeah, you know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, I'm proud of you, can you sit for a while? He said, shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. Whoops, sorry about that. What I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll be together then. Yeah, you know we'll have a good time then. Since retired, my son moved away. I called him up just the other day. He said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu, but it was sure nice talking to you, Dad. It was real nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, my boy was just like me. Yeah, my boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll be together then. Yeah, you know we'll have a good time then. Ah, right on, folks. That was an awesome one. Yeah, so I hope you guys dug that. That was Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Awesome, beautiful little tune. Yeah, I guess I got nothing else to say. I'm Dustin Cormier for How to Rock a Campfire. Thank you so much for watching my channel. It really means a lot that all my fans are still giving me a look every now and then. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care.